VanCam. This is VanCam you waited for. I wouldn't do that in the middle, Steve, if I were you. Steve, you tit! Aspia, we will not let you go, let it go! I am Kev Ashford, and you are very welcome to this week's edition of the Man United VanCam. Hope everybody is alright. Thanks for stopping by, thanks for getting involved in the comment section, liking the video last week, and even sharing it. The finest of fair play to you. This week we are going to be getting into that result at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Barcelona 1. It was a tough one to watch, apart from the fact that since Opta began, it's the first time in a Champions League home game that Man United have failed to get a single shot on target. Let me know what you are thinking about that. Can you take any positives from it? Personally, I think if it was the reverse fixture that way round and we were taking them back to Old Trafford, we've been beat 1-0 in the new camp, you could look at that positive as a positive. But for me, going to the new camp, it's going to be a massive ask. I know a lot of people will point at the PSG result. We got beat 2-0 at home, went there, won 3-1. These Barcelona are a different animal to PSG. Barcelona are probably the best team in the world, arguably, at this moment in time. And it's not very often that you get a Barcelona team coming to Old Trafford that are just not on the game. And they weren't that night. They still beat us 1-0. Messi, arguably the best player in the world, was anonymous for large parts of the game. Put that down to United keeping him quiet. Personally, I think he just had a real off game. Chris Smalling gave him the hi-ya and drew blood from the God man himself, which was interesting to see, but it certainly seemed to put him off his game. He was spraying passes out. You just never see Messi do that. And for me, Messi might have one bad game in about 50. So at the new camp, you can guarantee that he'll be back on his A game. It's going to be a huge ask. Loads of players. McTominay is really surprising me at the minute. I can see shades of Carrick, Beckham in him. I like he's tenacious, he's getting forward, he's spraying passes. Last two games against Wolves and Barcelona, he's been absolutely fantastic. Pogba, I thought this might be the game that Pogba comes into and thinks, I'll put myself in the shop window for Madrid. If I was a Madrid fan, I wouldn't be looking at Pogba's performance against Barcelona and saying that's what we need in our team. Obviously Zidane will feel differently. And Ashley Young, I mean, Jesus Christ, man, don't even get me started on Ashley Young. And I'm not going to hold it against Ashley Young and say, how's he got a contract, you know? If the club come up to Ashley Young and say, we want to give you an extra year, of course you're going to take it. I blame the club. The way this club's being run is absolutely diabolical, man. Ashley Young gets a 1-year extension. This is a former winger. Now, as a winger, you should be able, or you should know how to cross the ball. If you're going to go back into right back, learn your defensive duties, but getting forward, that should be your strengths. We've had it with Valencia for years. Powering down the wing, and then when he gets there, cuts back, you know, whip that ball in. But even Ashley Young was whipping balls in. He's putting them out in the east stand, in at the Stretford end. It was just shite. And I really do think that if we had a half-decent right-back that night, we were getting all the joy down that right-hand side. It's just a shame that it was all to do with Ashley Young and he just could not deliver a ball. What does that say to you about him? What is he? He's about 56 years old. We've given him a year's contract extension. This is a player from the Fergie era. We should be trying to get away from that. Hopefully, Solskjaer can address this problem and bring in somebody to replace the ageing Ashley Young. But again, I'm not holding it against Ashley Young. I'm saying the club shouldn't have offered him that 1-year deal. Financially, it doesn't make any sense at all. Oh wait, yeah it does, because they probably think, we can get away with this Ashley Young lad for another year. We won't have to reinvest. For me, Diego Dalot, if he was at right back, he can cross the ball. So is it down to Solskjaer, the team he selected? We will have to see. It's going to be very interesting at the Nou Camp. There's still a lot to play for. We need to stay in that game. There has to be a game plan like we had against PSG. If we can just stick to that and keep in the game, then who knows? If we get the first goal, it certainly is game on. Right, everything that is coming up would have been scrolling along the bottom of your screen. Talking about Ashley Young brings me beautifully into the next segment of the show, which is the big VanCam debate, because last week it was on Ashley Young, yeah? See what's happening here? The expert in football knows his shit. Picks out Ashley Young last week for being shit. This week he was shit. The big VanCam debate last week was, is Ashley Young finished? And on that Barcelona performance, do you agree or disagree? Let's get into it and set the new question for this week. The big VanCam debate. History, Steve, not oil money. This is the big VanCam debate. Like I just said previously, last week we did do it on Ashley Young. I asked a simple question, is Ashley Young finished? Some people did say they didn't think he was finished. Have you changed your mind after watching that dog shit performance that he put in against Barcelona? I'll wait here now and just see if anyone replies. Of course I can't do that, it's VanCam. I've got to move with the times, man. I've got to keep it going, keep her lit, as they say in Ireland. Anyway, last week, is Ashley Young finished? That was the question. 96%. It's an absolute landslide. 96% said yes. And who was this 3%? Sabotaging the vote. Surely it should have been 100%. Maybe it will be now. They'll go back in, change the vote from last week to a simple yes. So that's that one. Ashley, go on, see you, mate. Ashley Young has left the building. Should have left it a long time ago, but that's another story and another debate for another day. This week we do play West Ham at the weekend, but forget about that. The big one is next Tuesday when we go to the Nou Camp to play Barcelona. I want to get inside your heads and see if there's positivity or negativity. What kind of person are you? Are you a glass half empty? Oh, it's half empty, better get another. Or it's half full, that. Yeah, do you see what I'm doing there with the analogy? I want to know, do you think United will progress? So progress, which means we're gonna basically beat Barcelona or get a score draw. That won't work. Will we progress by beating Barcelona and going through, or is it a missed opportunity? Missed opportunity obviously means no, we're not going to progress, and the missed opportunity means that basically we should have at least got a result against Barcelona at home to take through to the next stage. The decision, as always, is with you lot, so make sure you click on the eye up here now, get involved, cast your vote. United going through or missed opportunity in the Champions League? There is no sitting up on the fence. You've got a simple decision to make. You've got one option and another option. Click whatever one you are feeling. Is the positivity there? Can United make it, you know, another famous night in the Nou Camp with Ollie at the wheel? We will have to see, but let me know what you're thinking, because that positivity could just come shining through like, yeah, no sitting on the fence. Why? People that sit up there are just absolute dicks. Yeah, and that's all you need to know. Don't be one. Make a decision. I'll give you the poll result next week. Thank you, please. The big VanCam debate. Okay, so that was the big VanCam debate. Make sure you get involved in that. We're going to steam straight into the next part of the show, which we all know as CockStroker of the Week. This week I have compiled a top 3, and as always, if you've got a nomination, if you have a nomination, make sure you send it in to me. All the usual stuff's up here. Just get in touch. I don't bite. I'm not Luis Suarez. Here's CockStroker of the Week. CockStroker of the Week. Some may say Lukaku's got massive feet. Let's just crack on with CockStroker of the Week. This is CockStroker of the week. We've got a top 3 this week. Without further ado, let's get straight in. Number 3. Number 3 this week is our very own Ashley Young. Basically because he's forgotten how to cross the ball. A wise Chinese man once told me, you know, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And it begs the question, where did he lose his ability to cross the ball? And for that reason, and the fact that I was highly pissed off after that Barcelona game, Ashley Young, yes, you are taking home the number 3 spot. Ooh. Number 2 this week is Barcelona's Jordi Alba. This is for an incident with number 3, this week's CockStroker of the week, Ashley Young. As the ball had run out of play, Jordi Alba's running over, and so is Ashley Young behind him. Ashley Young then, let me get this right. Jordi Alba then turns around and runs into Ashley Young, but then makes out like he's been attacked and drops like a sack of shit, holding his face. It was absolutely embarrassing, and everybody in the stadium at Old Trafford was just in raptures of laughter because it was funny, and that's what Jordi Alba does. He's felt the contact, he's gone down. I'm not denying he ran into him, but he made an absolute meal of it. Basically, what an absolute cockstroker. He's number 2. And that leaves me to tell you who the number 1 cockstroker of the week this week is. Number 1 this week, I don't know whether you've seen it. If you've not, where have you been? Have you been hid under a rock or just doing something else? But basically, it's for comments that Gordon Strachan made. On the debate on Sky Sports, they were talking about Adam Johnson. Could he return to football because he's a pedo? You know, what kind of abuse would he get on the pitch? Unbelievably, the dinosaur that is Gordon Strachan had this to say.
Gordon, do you think it would be nigh on impossible for him to return to football if he was willing and he was physically capable?
Yeah, well,
because of the stigma that would be attached to his particular crime.
Well, here's the thing then, you know, we're talking about vile abuse and things like that. Say he goes onto the pitch and people start calling him names, have we got to do the same as it is with the racist situation? Is it all right to call him names now after doing his 3 years? Have we got to allow that to happen?
Yes, Gordon Strachan basically tried to compare Adam Johnson, the abuse that he might receive if he ever gets the chance to come back playing football, to that of racist chants and racism in football. It's just no comparison at all. It's like he's saying that, you know, black footballers, they'll get racially abused. It's exactly the same if Adam Johnson comes back to play football, because everyone's going to be saying pedo, pedo. Yeah, but he has to sign a sex offenders register. He's a convicted paedophile. You cannot compare that to being black. I just do not get where Gordon Strachan was coming from. For that reason, Gordon Strachan, you are the cockstroker of the week. This is probably one of the easiest decisions I have ever had to make on cockstroker of the week. And just to back this up, Gordon Strachan has been struck off Sky Sports. He'll never be on that again. He'll never be on TalkSport again, which shows you just how serious and the fuckery of the comment that he actually made, the comparison that he tried to make. He will not be doing any work for them again. He's actually issued an apology as well. So at the same time, he understands what he said, but he's a cockstroker for saying it.
And people start calling them names, have we got to do the same as it is with the racist situation?
The cockstroker of the week. So there we go with cockstroker of the week. Let me know if you agree with that. As always, if you have a nomination, you can send it in to me. It will be considered by Big Kev, and if it makes the cut, obviously you will get the accreditation that you deserve. Right, we are into the final furlong. Bit like, you know, the Grand National, as you're coming up to them final hedges and you've just got to jump over to claim the trophy. Yes, we are going to now do your comments. Just a quick one this week, I will warn you. I've picked out a few, but I'm just trying to cut down the minutes because, believe it or not, some people do say, Kev, you talk too much shit and VanCam is far too long. Then again, I get other people that say, Kev, you know what I mean, you're an absolute legend, you're the best YouTuber on the planet. When it comes to Manchester United, you are the man, and I would tend to agree with the latter. So here we go now with a thing called Your Comments. Cheeky bastard! Better than that dance by David Brent. Now it is time for your comment. How you doing? This is your comments. Chance for you shower bastards to have your say. I'll try and fly through these really quickly. I've been sort of editing them to try and keep the minutes down. Let me know what you are thinking and make sure you get it in the comment section. All these comments I'm gonna read out are actually through YouTube. I might actually go through popularity of the, you know, the message that you send, but that's how I'm rolling this week, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. James Arnold, thank you very much for the donation in the live comments last week. He said that Ed needs to get Ole basically whoever he wants, and I've got to firmly agree with this. I said it last week. There's no point the board backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with his 3-year contract, giving him the keys. They now need to deliver, and they need to get him the signings that he wants. We had it under Mourinho. Van Gaal had a little struggle at one stage. He needs backing in the transfer market. If Solskjaer is going to succeed, he needs to get the players in that he wants. So that was a great comment. Thanks for the contribution. On the big Ashley Young debate last week, is Ashley Young finished? Man United since 1982 said, I'd take Captain Birdseye over Ashley Young if I'm honest. Bit harsh, but probably true. VanCam regular Brian Jones was in the comment section. Thank you. Said, rock the KCK on King Kev. Sadly, you were spot on about the Deadwood. Gonna take a bath, drink Guinness, and watch the best 20 to 30 minutes on Friday. You are mega, my brother. Brian Stones. Let me just reread that. He's gonna take a bath, drink Guinness, and watch VanCam. Oh, what a night. Hey, Carlsberg don't do Friday nights, but if they did, then Brian Stones has just had one hell of a night. Enjoy your bath and your Guinness. And VanCam, of course. Beachy said, Phil Jones, Duncan Edwards, question mark, should be working in Dunkin' Donuts. Absolutely true. Do you know what, Beachy? They wouldn't even have him at Dunkin' Donuts. Do you know why? Apart from the fact he'd always be ringing in sick. Even when he had the donuts in his hand, you know, here's your donut, and then the Phil fucking Jones face. Sorry, I'll get you some more. What an absolute clown Phil Jones is, but great comment. Danny O got into the comment section. I'll be interested to know what a lot of you think of this comment. They didn't back Mourinho. They aren't backing this guy who's clearly saying he's not buying and is happy with the squad. Would rather have Steve at the wheel or being our central defender instead of Jones. Now, I agree. Steve is a better central defender than Phil Jones. But Steve at the wheel, Steve can't even drive for starters. So Steve would not be able to take control of the wheel. That is just, you know, you'd rather get some kind of animal to drive instead of Steve. They didn't back Mourinho. I totally agree with that. There was a stage when Mourinho said he needed a central defender. And that has come home to roost because in the last 2 games, Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, the Chuckle brothers have been up to their usual antics. But saying he's happy with the squad, I don't think Solskjaer has said that he's happy with the squad. I think he's done really well to get as much as he has out of the squad at the minute. But I don't think Solskjaer would have took this job unless he was guaranteed that he can clear out players and bring in players and have a transfer kitty. So Danny O, hard-hitting Danny O, in the comments section. Let me know what you think of that comment, you lot. Wes Saunders said, don't agree with opinions on Herrera, Pogba and Martial. If you didn't see last week's VanCam, basically this goes for every single player in that squad. I said, apart from De Gea, who I think we need to move heaven and earth to keep at United, and Rashford, I said I would not be arsed. If these players are not playing for the shirt, they do not want to be here, then do one. That's exactly what I said. I mentioned Martial. I said he's got bags of potential. I said I'd love to see him realise it at United. You know, for a fact, if he moves on somewhere else, he'll kick on and do really well. Herrera, well, I've just heard on the news that Herrera is off to PSG. So I said that last week. See you later, mate. I'm not. If he wants to go and get 200 grand a week, just, you know, go and win a Tin Pot trophy in France every season, then fair play to him. United aren't prepared to offer him top dollar. I don't think he's worth top dollar. And who else? Pogba. Again, Pogba has flirted with the idea of Madrid. If he wants to go, see you later. I'm of the mentality that no player is bigger than the club. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. And fair play, Wes, for getting in touch and saying you don't agree. If you want to get in the comment section and tell me your thoughts on it, my thoughts and what I'm saying to you is, any of these players now that have not got their head in and they're not behind Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and what's happening at United, then sling your hook. It's blunt, it's to the point, but that's where we're at the minute. We've had years of this since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Let's clear the decks, start again. Okay, so just a quick look at a few comments. The only way you can get yours read out is basically to get in the comment section. I always say you can ask me anything. It doesn't have to be football related. I'm 36 years old. I'm a married man. I've got children. Do you know what I mean? I've been around the block. I've done all that stuff. I've gone out on a Friday, come home on a Sunday. Rock and roll. They were the days. Thank you very much for everybody who likes the video. Loads of shares on the previous uploads as well. That really helps me out. And I don't have to give out all my social media platforms because I've got a pre-recorded bit that plays in a bit. So all the regulars could probably be logging off now and be going, yeah, not listening to this shit anymore. Next game is West Ham, 5:30 on Saturday. Oh, and thanks to everybody that's been in the super chat. Absolutely spot on as well. Always enjoy that. All the regulars hopefully will be in there right now, getting ready to sign off. Brian Stones might be in the bath watching VanCam and drinking Guinness. Do you know what I mean? That's how he rolls. I might have to do that one night. But anyway, for Man United against West Ham, this is a team, you know, these fans are going to turn up. They'll turn up in Stone Island coats. They'll be giving it all the big un, you know, the apples and pears, yeah, and all that shit. Well, just think about it, man. Once the match starts and they're singing about bubbles floating about in the air, pretty bubbles, in fact. Yeah, they don't seem so hard, do they? Right, for United this weekend. Oh, got the wrong hard hat on. Jesus. That's because I was on a job the other day and I had to... They won't let me wear the VanCam one, so I had to wear that one. Sorry about that. For United this weekend. Come on, United! Whoo! I said your love, keep on lifting me higher and higher. Nice one for watching the video. And thanks to everybody who has subscribed to VanCam. You can follow me on all the usual social media platforms. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Plenty of Fish. So make sure you give me a follow. Nice one if you dropped a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. This is VanCam. Nice one.